you all a little bit of my process and different things that I do to cope with anxiety, and just a little bit about my process of kind of like faith journaling and how things that I do in my faith planner. So I have a sheet from my faith planner. This is the Faith Warrior planner by the Happy Planner. I don't know if you can see it. I love the colors. And then I have Big Bertha. I like to call her Big Bertha. This is my large print Bible. It's one of my favorites. So I have that, and I'm just going to, I'll tell you what I'm dealing with right now. So I like to date it so I can go back and like look and reflect, and then what I'm dealing with right now. So tomorrow is TPR. Tomorrow is our TPR court date. So in the process of foster care is I would say, in my opinion, one of the most significant court dates that there is. And like I've said before, like I don't have anxiety about what the outcome is gonna be, or anxious for the court date and just the whole court process. It's very nerve-wracking, and being subpoenaed and testifying, and I want everything that I do to be done in love, and I want it to be the truth. And so whenever I start talking about the situation and just the whole past 2-year journey and everything, I start to get upset, and I get frustrated, and I get defensive for the kids. And so I need to remember, I want to make sure that everything that I'm doing and saying is done in love, and it's the truth, and it's not a biased opinion. So that's just kind of what I think about and just what I struggle with. And so I want to just kind of journal about that, and I want to write down some verses that really are important to me. And even though they're verses that I have memorized and I could say them, from heart, I want to write them down. There's just something about writing things down. So the first one, and this was a key verse when we were going through this process with our older daughter. My mom used to send me this verse, so I feel like it's only fitting that going through this again, we need to write this down again. Some versions say, keep your mouth shut. this is not true, this is not true. You know, like it was so hard. And so I really had to just like keep my mouth shut. I literally bit a hole in my lip because it's so frustrating. So keep your mouth shut. That's a good one. And then one of my, an all-time, especially since dealing with anxiety, is be anxious. Woo, what happened? Which I love, and some say be still instead of stay calm. So I like to do that, like write down, different versions of different translations if they say something different.
And then my husband kept
because
all kinds of crazy
keep your mouth
noises,
shut.
I figured
I'm gonna need to keep my mouth shut
in the background.
I'm going to not go off on tangents, or I'm gonna need to answer the question that has been presented to me.
Philippians.
And only the question.
4:6.
And I think that's so hard for lots of people, but for me especially, because I am not a black and a white person. Like, there is a lot of gray. And so I kind of
Tell God.
I don't know how to explain
What
it.
you
So
need.
I'm praying that back in the summer when we had a court date, like, things were being said that were not true, and I knew for a fact they weren't true. I had documentation to prove otherwise, and I was just kind of like a spectator, I guess, in the courtroom.
The tried and true.
Subpoenaed. I wasn't called to the witness stand. I wasn't able to speak.
First, my mom used to always say when I said I couldn't do something, I can do all.
And also, while I'm doing this, I usually have like praise and worship music playing, and the song which I've turned it off now, which is, I guess you're not supposed to do that.
I have a little one in the playroom playing, so
the song
hear something
that came on, and I'm sorry, but it's never quiet around here. Like, even
And so sometimes I will
record-
like journal the song lyrics.
And the song that came on was fitting perfectly. All the other stuff. It perfectly fit.
Be
with
anxious
what
for nothing.
I am dealing
And
with
that-
And 9 times out of 10, that happens. And I always get like a little smile on my face.
version,
And it
and it
says,
I just feel like he's speaking to
"Don't
me, and
worry."
don't worry about
Comforting me in my
anything.
struggles. And the song says, "This is how I fight my battles."
And then there's really not a whole lot of words to the song that he just repeats, but it's so
Thank
like the
him.
words are just so, I don't even know the word for them. It says, it may look for all like I'm surrounded. But surrounded by you.
And that's something that's so important to remember, because whenever you feel like you're surrounded by all of these things
So
that are
Philippians
going on in
4:13,
your
that's a
world,
big
just
one. I can do
things
all
that
things
are
through
not
Christ.
good, struggles and negative things, like, they may be surrounding you, but we're surrounded by Him. And so that's just something that this song, I will be blaring this on the way to court tomorrow for sure. And then I like to, leave a little space in case I want to go back. And this is the mini faith. I thought this was Faith Warrior, but I guess this is just the mini faith. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna fit on here but this
definitely needs to be on here. This Be Still. I think I'm gonna have to like cover up my date, but it doesn't matter. Like it has to go on there, but I don't want to cover up Lord. Okay. Be still. So I'm gonna rewrite my date over here. Worry ends where faith begins. That is a good one. And definitely we'll be doing some praying and some Bible reading. Like I like to take my Bible and just whenever I'm waiting out in the waiting room, because I'm gonna put that pray here. Kind of wish it was a different color, but okay. See, this is the thing. I change my mind so many times. I'm not even kidding. I don't do a whole lot of decorating. I like that better. Lot of things that I will journal about in my prayer that I can't discuss with you all yet. And maybe one day I will be able to share a little bit more, but right now I can't. And so that is just gonna be kind of between me and him for right now. Oh, that would have been cute to like. I like to keep this, like I put it at the end of the month. So this is the last week of January. And if you all want to see this, I have a video coming up with how I decorated my faith planner for the week, trying something new. And so this goes in behind January. I love this. My son, it says, "I love you no matter what happens, Jax." And Jax is a biological child, which doesn't matter. But this is just something that I have always said to the babies since their first night with us. Of this page, you know, I always tell them,
It's
I
not
love
that
you
I
no
don't
matter what
necessarily
happens.
want to share it
Because
with
for
you
the
all,
last,
it's that I
you know,
can't.
there's a
2
lot of
years,
details.
we didn't know what
and
was going to happen. But I didn't want them to not feel loved. I couldn't just keep myself at a distance and not fully love them because of the fear of they may not be here one day. You know, like they needed all of me. They needed my full love. They needed my full heart from day one. And so that's what they got. So it's precious
my little
to me that
just
he
my
says that to me because he must have heard me say that
encouraging words
it
with
makes me
Bible
wanna
verses
cry.
that I really want to focus on today and tomorrow. Just some little positive,
you know, they are
reminders.
Our kids watch us
And then
listen to
on the
us.
back
Even,
is where I will
you know,
put my
Jax
prayer.
isn't really around whenever I tuck the little kids
And
in
So
on a regular
that is just one thing,
basis,
and then
but
I keep that in
it's had to
my
have been
faith
fresh
planner
on
because
him
you
for
know
him to tell
surely
me he loves me.
today is not the only day. So I love that. I love looking at it. I don't even know when he did it, but it's just really precious to me. So it's great that it is in here next to this page because no matter what happens. So, sorry guys to get emotional on you, but this is real stuff. This is the real Fuller House. This is real life, and this is really what's going on right now. And if you guys are still sticking, if you're still here at the end, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your encouraging words and your love and your support. It really means so much to me. I wish I could just hang out with some of you guys. You guys have just been great to me, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to check in with you guys after tomorrow and kind of, I don't think that the judge will rule from the bench. I do believe that she will rule in private and then, you know, send her ruling out. I don't know the correct courty lingo for that, but I don't think she's going to rule from the bench tomorrow. However, like with God, anything is possible. So I'm not completely discounting it because he can do anything. And if he wants her to rule from the bench tomorrow, then she's going to roll from the bench tomorrow. But I'm going to try not to get too, like, you know,